All right, here is your first video of just doing an overview of a bunch of things that we have in the resource library. Again, I'm going to start with multiplication division just because it seems to be the biggest need and question. It's going to be a lot of stuff, and I'm just going to flip through it and maybe give you an idea or two of how to use it. I may do some more videos later that give you more ideas for that specific thing, but right now I'm just going to flip through a bunch of things that we have so you can kind of see. We have so much in the resource library that we want you as parents to take advantage of that are just wonderful in teaching your children these math concepts. So let's start with some of the multiplication and division. The first thing we have, and this is not a great example because we actually have these come in packs, I just didn't see one in the library right at this moment, is the Times Tales DVD. So this comes in a pack. It has a DVD with it's called Times Tales, and it comes with a DVD and it's songs to help your kids memorize the facts. Again, this comes after you do some play learning of why multiplication works, okay, and what it means. This is what comes after when you're starting to get into that memorization stage for multiplication. So it's Times Tales. This actually is the Computer Printables DVD. We actually get all those printed for you. We put them in a bag with the DVD and stuff, and it comes in a little pack. So Times Tales, a lot of parents love this. It's not for every kid, so just know you may have to try a couple of these with your kids because some kids are going to think this is the greatest thing ever, and some are going to think it's very silly. It just depends on your kid because every kid is different. Okay, so Times Tales. Then we have just a regular DVD of skip counting there that you can check out. And again, this is what the DVD of Times Tales looks like, but again, we put it in a pack, and but it's something they can watch. And so they're not only getting the visual, but they're getting the songs and stuff to help with their memory, that audio. Some kids are more visual, some kids are more auditory learners. The other things that we have that come in a pack are you can get individual what are called wrap-ups, and I'll show you how those work in a minute. You can get division or multiplication or addition or subtraction, even fractions. We have wrap-ups for any math concept. I even found one that was for language. You can get like synonyms and antonyms and stuff like that that you wrap up. But the math ones are the main ones that we have. And so right here I have a division wrap up. Like I said, we have multiplication wrap up here. And this one, this DVD is a division wrap up wrap. So again, putting to song some of these things and how to use them. And you can also get it in, I think I have it here. Maybe I don't have it here. This also can come in a pack though with activities to do with the wrap ups and stuff. So I was just kind of grabbing what we had in the library right then, so I couldn't get every little piece, but I can kind of give you an idea. So the wrap-ups, they have a string that's attached, and they start with, this is the times 1, times 2, times 3, okay, and you go through your times table, so that all the way up through 10 is in here. So when you're first starting those multiplication facts before you get into 11 and 12, there are your multiplication facts, and same with division. And so you just take them one at a time. Let's say they're starting and they're just learning their 1 times tables. You would start with the 4, and you'd say 1 times 4 is, and there's a 4 here and a 4 here, and so I would attach that to here. And then you go to the next one. There's a little, you can see there's a little notches. Go to the next notch. So 2 times 1 is 2. So you find the other 2, and you go down there. And then you go back up to the third notch because this one says start, and so you just keep going down like this. 1 times 12 is 12, so I gotta find the 12 here. There it is. 1 times 11 is 11, and you just keep going until you get to the end, and then they can do it, and then you can just check their answers. And they have now had a thing where they didn't have to write it down. A lot of kids, they get so sick of doing the write it down, math facts, speed drills, which I love speed drills, FYI, just so you know. I actually like speed drills, but later I'll explain how I think maybe they should be done that won't cause anxiety in your kids. But this is a way for them to not have to write it down. Some kids just hate writing, but it's just a very kinesthetic or hands-on way to quickly practice your math facts. And you just see how fast you can do it. You can even time and be like, you want to race yourself? You want to race your time? You want to race your siblings? However you want to do it, and they have to do it, and then you can just check it. But it's something they didn't have to write down. And again, division facts, same thing. So you start here, and then they have to find the answer on the other side, and they go up to the next notch, find the answer on the other side when they're timesing by 1. And then the next one will be 2 and stuff. So that's how you do the wrap-ups. Like I said, we have the fractions, division, everything like that. So those are great to have. And you guys can get all sorts of resources from the library, and you can check out multiple things at once. It's not like you just have to be like, well, I guess I'll get the multiplication wrap-up this time. And, in a month, get the division wrap-up. Get a couple of them. Get the fraction, division, and multiplication one at once, all at once, and just go for it. Okay, next one, 3-corner cards. I love these. And the reason I love them is because in some of your curriculums, especially if you have Singapore math, they're going to talk about number bonds. So Math in Focus and Singapore math will talk about number bonds. This is the multiplication division pack, and there's also an addition and subtraction facts. And when I have talked about families, like math fact families, think of this as being able to write down your fact families or practice them really fast. So I want to get a different card than 0, so let me flip through. Here we go. You can see this is going to show you a fact family. And all you do is you cover one corner of the card. So these 3-corner cards, I can say 24 divided by 4 is 6. So when you're kind of going down, you're dividing, okay? 24 divided by 6 is 4. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24. I would give them this card, have them do it like this, and then after a while have them write it down. It's good, still good for them to write it down, and just have them write out, give them a card and say, please write out the fact family for that card, for this tri-corner card. But get them practicing just verbally first. And you go through it, and this has all the times tables up through 12, and they are fantastic. And again, there's addition and subtraction ones too that I have in a different pack somewhere. There's the multiplication division ones. We have so many of these. So many of these. Please grab one and do some fun things with your kids there. We have different books that you can get. This Marvelous Multiplication book is a great book. It has lots of activities in it. I could make videos on all the activities, and maybe someday I will, but it would take me hours and hours. There's so many different ways to practice multiplication in fun and engaging ways in this book. So we have books that you can check out for fun ways, so you're not Pinteresting 1,000 ideas. We have these Usborne White Clean boards, so just get a dry erase and check out one of these white clean boards, and especially for those beginner multiplying kids, they can practice that with a white clean thing, and you don't have to purchase it yourself. There are these books that you can check out. This isn't bad, but there's so many problems on one page. Kids don't typically do well with this. It can cause some anxiety. It just depends on your kids. Some kids might thrive off of something like this. I definitely wouldn't do this in a 1-minute timing. This would have to be at least a 3-minute timing or a 5-minute timing. I prefer to give them a short time, like 60 seconds if I'm going to do a timing, and give them maybe, 15 problems or something, or something that they can work toward that's actually attainable and that's larger print and not so overwhelming. So we have that, and you could always take this, copy it, and then cut out sections for your different timings. So that would be cool too. Multiply and divide, another dry erase pack, okay, that you could take. Another book, Making Multiplication Easy. It has different activities and different tricks to do to help your kids learn how to do that. I will probably, here's that wrap-up book. It'll tell you how to do the wrap-ups. This one's the division, 10 Days to Division Mastery. It's with the wrap-ups, and they'll give you different activities and fun things to do with the wrap-ups, okay? And again, the wrap-ups are these. I knew we had the book somewhere. This would be really fun, this edition, but if you can find ways to incorporate everyday items like playing cards and do different activities with them, that can be just phenomenally fantastic. And I'm going to show you how to do some of these with multiplication on another video of how to use playing cards and have a lot of fun with that. So that is a lot of the multiplication things that we have that are just waiting in the library. A lot of people aren't checking them out, but just so you know what's in there, especially you distant locations that maybe don't have access to the library as easily, you can order it now that you know kind of what's there. You can say, hey, Megan mentioned this in a video. It's called wrap-ups or three-corner cards or times tails. I'd like to get some of those, and we can put it in order for you, and it can get to your ES. So the other thing I'm going to make a plug for, this is not in our library, but just if you were interested in getting something with really great hands-on activities, I based some of our activities for discovery learning and stuff that I did in my classroom off of these books. It's called Developing Number Concepts. This is book 3. I have all her books. I have 1 through 3 plus preschool books. It's by Kathy Richardson. It's Developing Number Concepts. Book 3 is about place value multiplication division. It's all about using everyday items and playing with your kids and doing different activities. They have the Black Line Masters in the back of stuff you can do. Very hands-on, very fun. And so if you ever wanted to just get some cool books to add to your library, I think I ordered off didax.com, didax.com. Anyway, and these books are phenomenal. And again, I have books 1, 2, and 3. Book 1 would be more like your kindergarten. And book 2 is your 1st and 2nd grade. And then you get your 3rd grade, somewhat of 4th grade right there. Okay. So those are your multiplication division. And in just a moment, I'll do another video on some of the more generic stuff.